Hello everyone. I thought I'd just nip outside on this gloriously sunny, crisp winter's day to talk about a couple of things in the news that are of real importance to the plant breeding sector I represent, but also to farmers, to agriculture, in fact, to the economy as a whole, to all of us. And the first of those is that you might have seen earlier this week a letter covered by papers like the Financial Times, written and signed by about 50 prominent individuals and trade associations within the agricultural sphere to DEFRA, highlighting what we thought were delays, perhaps slipping in the timeline of some really key policy areas. And the primary focus of that letter was on something called the enabling legislation, the secondary legislation for precision breeding technology. So it's really good news that this morning at the Oxford Farming Conference, the Secretary of State, Steve Reed, has come out and confirmed that the government will bring forward that secondary legislation by the end of March this year. That's really important for lots of reasons, but it's also relating to some of the other things he's said in the speech, which we're all still digesting. But he's spoken, in the words of Franklin D. Roosevelt, about a new deal for agriculture. And in that, he talked about growing crops more sustainably and in a more resilient way. And he also talked about freeing up the sector from unnecessary regulation, doing what he called as a veterinary deal with the EU, for example. And what we would say is the plant breeding sector is also really badly affected by unnecessary delays and regulation and problems with trading and moving seed around the world, and particularly with the EU. And to get the full benefit from precision breeding technology and conventional breeding, we do need the government to work with us to improve that movement of seed backwards and forwards across borders, as well as the veterinary side. And that relates to another thing he said today. He talked about listening to experts and talking to the sector more. And we have been writing to DEFRA since the summer, expressing concern about some of these unnecessary regulations in national listing here and in trade and movement of seeds. And we really hope that what he said today will mean that DEFRA will sit down and talk to the plant breeding sector to see how we can free up the plant breeding sector to deliver on those other sustainability and resilience and food security objectives that the Secretary of State talked about today. We look forward to it.